Hey sis, hey, welcome to the Must Be the Mental podcast with Shar. This is the space where black women come to heal, be seen, and stop suffering in silence. I'm Shaaree McCalpine, licensed therapist, speaker, and your mental health bestie. So grab your favorite beverage and let's talk about it. Hey y'all, hey, this is Shaaree. I am your mental health bestie and the host of the Must Be the Mental podcast. You know what it is. We talk to real women about real things that affect real life decisions and mental wellness. Y'all, pull up your bonnet, pull up your cozy blanket, put out whatever you want in your cup, and let's get ready for the tea. Let's think about this. What is the comfort zone? And is it charging you interest? Sis, we all know about how we can get comfortable, how we can stay in spaces and places and with people way too long. We need to see what that's costing us. And we're trying to figure out, is it a such thing as a scam of settling? Like we get comfortable in our spaces and say, hey, I'm good right here. I know what this looks like. I feel this space. I'm comfortable. I don't need anything else. Is that just what we've been taught? Is that something that we feel like, okay, we don't need much more? Is it keeping us safe or is it just familiar? And listen, is familiar the same thing as safe? I'm going to say no. But we pulling the curtain back and seeing what you think. Once again, I am Shaaree McCalpine, your mental health bestie, and yes, a licensed therapist. But disclaimer, I am not your therapist. I give tools, I give strategies. I also talk about things in a mental health environment, but you are definitely in a space where you need to go and see a licensed therapist. I'm going to hold your hand while you do it, though. Yeah, let's be real. We settle because our brain craves predictability. We love to be settled in a space where we don't have to think. We don't have to say, hey, if I step to the left, what's going to happen? We love the predictability of our lives. Our brain would just rather deal with a known problem than an unknown possibility. Even if that known problem is making you miserable, if it's making you sick, it's still better than not knowing what's on the other side of the door. It's called survival. Your brain is like, well, we lived through this before, and what's the saying? Did you die? You didn't die though. So that's what we think is the be all end all. Here's the catch though, sis. Survival mode will keep you alive, but it won't let you live. That's why I call it the comfort zone. You pay for it each and every time that you tell yourself, it's not that bad. I can live through it. At least I know what to expect. Or after I do this, then I'll be able to, after the kids graduate, I will be able to finish. Or even after I finish this, I'm going to start an exit plan. You know how it is. We stay at the jobs we hate for far too long, and then something happens and we get pushed out, and then we're scrambling to try to figure out what's next. We stay in relationships that we're constantly walking on eggshells, or it's just not doing it for you anymore. But you tell yourself, listen, I've been on social media. I heard what people say. The dating pool is trash. It's got pee in it. Listen, all those things may be true, but there's definitely a flip side to any and everything. We still know that people get married every single day. We still know there's a market for wedding planners and designers. So there has to be an eligibility pool where everything isn't pee. It could be beautiful Bermuda waters but you have to give yourself that opportunity to test the waters. We stay in friendships that we've outgrown, but we keep them around just because we don't want to be alone and we want to be part of the crowd. What's the acronym? FOMO? Fear of missing out? Sometimes when you get quiet by yourself, you learn how to strategize, you learn to get clarity, you learn how to level up, and most of all, you learn who you are. Black women, especially, we've been told for generations to be grateful for the bare minimum. And it's wild, right? Because not only do they say be grateful for the bare minimum, remember, you get to eat. Kids in Africa are starving. Two things can exist at the same time. I can be grateful and I also can want more. I don't think that that was driven into our narrative enough. So I'm giving it to you, sis. You can definitely be grateful for everything you have and still want more, still want to accomplish more, still want to see what it looks like on the other side. You can think that this happens to everyday women. Nope. Even people with money, fame, and access get caught up in the familiar. Y'all can look at some of the celebrities who walked away from red labels, marriages, or even careers because they realized the safe choice was slowly killing them. When we talk about the real cost of settling, and settling in itself isn't bad, we just decide what it means. If you are stuck in a place where you find yourself complaining, driving to work early but getting there late, sitting in your car just a tad longer than necessary to finish listening out your gospel song to give you the strength to go in, then we're talking about settling. When you tune out on a relationship and you don't want to fight or you don't feel like it's worth it for the argument or to be able to make your point, settling, sis. When you are with friends and they make the sly comments, or we find ourselves doing the same thing over and over again. I remember being out with a group of friends, and um, one of their guy friends was with us, and we were telling one of our reminiscent stories. And he said, "Oh, yeah, I heard this a couple of times." That really didn't sit well with me. That even an outsider has heard us reminisce over the same things and felt like it was just time to level up. That's another accent mule or another piece of settling. When we talk about the comfort zone tax, let me tell you what I think. I think it shows up as your peace. Anxiety is all over your body. It's just like your baseline. Like even when you have a good day, you still have that feeling like heavy or like the other shoe is going to drop. The comfort zone tax shows up in your dreams. You start thinking smaller, convincing yourself that's for other people, doubting your existence, believing that what I have right now, yeah, this is good enough. I don't have to do anything else. I'm going to just ride this wave out. The cost of settling, and when the comfort zone tax shows up, it looks like your self worth. You start believing that breadcrumbs are a full meal. When people just give you just enough to keep you satisfied, just enough so you still want more, just enough is definitely words that make you believe that settling is equal to comfort. What's another comfort zone tax? How does it show up? It shows up in your health. We were promised perfect health by the Lord. Perfect health, that your soul prospers and that you are in good health. It shows up when we are stuck in a comfort zone. It shows up as headaches, insomnia, weight changes and fluctuations, digestive issues. And we know that your body keeps the score when anxiety, depression, overwhelm, and stress are present. It's like having a subscription you forgot about. And girl, don't we all do that? I just looked at Audible and was like, girl, you keep forgetting to cancel that subscription. I think I have like 3 credits that I still have to use on books. Anyway, I digress. The subscription that you forgot about, you don't want to leave money laying around, but you check your account and it's empty. And that's what staying too long does. So spending $13 a month and not realizing that is coming out of your account, when you multiply that by 12, yeah, we don't like that number. So that's what we mean when I say that you stay in positions or you stay in relationships, you stay in friendships. You are betraying yourself when you don't decide it's time to go. It's hard just to pick up and say, okay, I'm out. I know you hear a lot about the cutoff culture or I'm good, I'm protecting my peace. But sometimes we have to think about what safe versus sacred looks like. Safe means I'm not in immediate danger. Sacred means I'm in a space that grows me, feeds me, and sees me. That sacred space is us learning who we are, us setting boundaries, us realizing that we deserve the utmost, that we deserve to be happy on whatever level that looks like. My happiness can be different than your happiness. That's why I would suggest that everybody takes a timer and literally figure out what it is that makes you happy, what it is that brings you joy, who you are. And that will take you to your sacred space, not your safe space. Stop calling stuff safe if it's not sacred. The job you're scared to leave, safe, maybe. Sacred, sis, come on. Probably not. That relationship you keep defending, is it familiar? For sure. Is it sacred? Yeah, no. It definitely probably isn't. We always talk about when it's time to go, but how do you know when it's time to go? You might need to pack your bags mentally or physically if you spend more time hoping they'll change than changing yourself. You defend it with, and I hate this literally, it's not that bad, instead of, it's really good. You hide from the truth, from friends, because you're tired of explaining, why do I stay? What am I getting from this? And you're constantly complaining about it. So they constantly are pushing you for answers. You understand that staying seems like a slow death. You feel suffocated. You crave um, emotional intelligence. You crave conversation. You crave just the sacredness of a relationship. You start kind of feeling like slow suffocation. And sis, who the hell want to live like that? If even one of those sentences made your stomach drop, sis, the tax collection for you settling is way too high. Let's talk about some mental health strategies to break the cycle. Name it without judgment. I'm here because it's familiar, not because it's good. Reconnect with your vision. You know that I am down for writing things down and understanding and writing your vision, a very plain vision. Get back to it. Write your true vision, not the realistic version. Blow it up. If you feel like you have a vision of somebody bringing you flowers every day, riding on a white unicorn, delivering hot tea, That's your vision. Write it down. We'll figure out the rest later. But we want to see you smile. Regulate your nervous system. That's called grounding. That's the thing where you do 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can taste, 2 things, that kind of thing, so that your mind starts to unwind and settles your body. Do a round of hokey pokey. Put your right arm in, you take your right arm out, you put your right arm in, and you shake it all about. You get the idea. Breath work, breathing in deeply, releasing that breath, imagining that you're putting all the stress into a balloon as you blow it up, and then releasing that stress as you release the balloon. Daily journaling. That is my zhush. Y'all, if you're not journaling, what are you doing? And don't make it an assignment. Some people don't want to write, they just don't like it. There are a million ways to journal. One of my favorite is we always have our phone in our hand. Take a walk and take pictures of beautiful things, and then come back, print them off, or arrange them on your phone and look at how your day was. Imagine the gratefulness, or even just giving yourself a moment to believe in the beauty that's all around you. You can journal by coloring. There is so many different ways to journal. You can check out my website because I will have a journaling workbook on there with different strategies to see which one speaks to you. So make sure that you are on the lookout for that. Um, Also, build your exit muscles. Practice leaving small things before the big ones. We always look at stuff as such a big thing. Tomorrow I'm leaving the house, I'm quitting this job. Do small little nuggets that get you in position to be able to take the bigger jump. Find your mirrors. People and spaces that reflect your worth back to you. Listen, if everybody is regurgitating the same needs, the same wants, the same lack of ambition, the same hurt and pain, it just gets regenerated just like air when it's in a confined space. Once you are around people who want more, I think Kevin Hart said that he did. There was an, speaking of Audible again, there's an Audible book that Kevin Hart wrote, when he says, when you get around people that want more, you want more. That is the absolute truth. Yeah, I just want you to remember that familiar is not the same as safe, and safe is not the same as sacred. You've been paying the comfort zone tax for years, and it's time to demand a refund. You know how we do it. If we don't like something, listen, I'm going to need my money back from that. That's why I love TikTok shopping, because they will let you get your money back immediately, sis. Or we don't like food, hey, this got to go back. You know, grab hold of your life, and if it isn't working, send it back. What you want to do is to start building blocks of joy, of happiness, of love, of vision, of what your next level looks like. And the only way you can do that is to wrap your arms around yourself, to get in the presence of people who want shit and they doing shit, and then start to see what you want out of life. Write down today 3 things that you absolutely would love to do without any consideration of how I'm going to do it, what's going to happen, what would happen if I just write down 3 things that you want. And if you can't do that off the top of your head, sis, we got a lot of work to do. So you come back to the next episode. It must be the mental, so that you can keep getting edified, that I can keep pouring into you, so that you can see that my guests have had struggles as well. as epiphanies and victories. We all start by ourselves, but we don't have to do it alone. Y'all, come on through. We are here to level up, to gain our joy back, and to know who we are. If you are feeling there's a time for change and it's time for movement, sis, it must be the mental. All right, I am Shaaree McCalpine, your mental health bestie, and I will see you on the couch. Bye.